Hello everyone, and welcome back to World of Warplanes. This time we'll be taking a look at the Tier 2 Premium German fighter. It's the FW56. I got this plane in one of the bundles, or not the bundles, a bonus code. So I didn't have to pay for it. I played it during open beta a long time ago, and I always remembered that it felt a little bit on the weekend in terms of firepower, but it was still fun. And it took forever to kill anything, but it was still fun. So I got this plane. I've played it a little while. Still seems a little bit like it was lacking in the firepower department, but it can still be a lot of fun. So let's check it out. So Wargaming says that this plane has machine gun armament effective in close combat. I don't know if it's effective, but you can't hit and deal damage unless you're close. So it's kind of a requirement, not more of like, oh, it performs better in close range. No, it's required. You have to be close in order to hit anything. The effective gun range is only 1,300 feet, which even that seems a little long. You're going to want to be closer than that if you want to be hitting anything. 800 feet, ideal. Anywhere from like 500 to 800, that's pretty ideal. Low survivability and vulnerable engine. It's a fighter, what do you expect? Low airspeed, weak boost, it's tier 2. And yes, the boost is pretty terrible, and it is very slow. That is definitely true. But it does have high maneuverability in horizontal turns. That is true. But then again, most planes in this tier have very good maneuverability as well. But I do think it is a little bit above average. I don't know exactly, but it does feel a little bit above average. Effective in low altitude maneuvering combat. So again, they're saying use it in maneuvering horizontally. That is true. And yeah, I don't know. Altitude performance is 9. Let's see. Optimum altitude 1,600. Yeah, that's not much. Yeah, it's definitely a low flyer. And increased credit income per battle because it's premium, but it's a tier 2 premium, so you're still not going to be making a lot of credits. So, that's about that. There's not really any upgrades for you. You just get one of these engines. FW56A is the specific model of this plane, and you get two 7.92 machine guns, millimeter machine guns. And let's see, does it say what the history is? I'm just curious. No, you cannot buy it in here, so it must be premium shop only or special deals only. So I don't really know exactly how you get your hands on it right now, but yeah, I got mine by special code. And the equipment that I have, I went with accuracy because it's a little teeny tiny machine guns. You want to try to be hitting as many shots as possible. I always do accuracy. That's just how I do it. I have self-sealing fuel tanks. It's only because it was free. Honestly, I'd probably change it to control surface adjustment. But yeah, it was a free one, so whatever. And lightweight airframe, yeah, that's fine. That just increases your maneuverability in all axes. So that works too. Paint shop. I had a gift once. You might want to check. You might actually have a gift camo that you don't have to pay for at all. You can take a look at it if you want. There's nothing super special, but I always like having free camos. Free paint jobs, I guess. And I am able to put my beta sticker on, which makes me a very happy camper. Yay, beta sticker. I'm always happy about that. As for crew skills, well, my pilot's not exactly great, and you probably won't have a super great pilot in your tier 2, but if you are going to play this plane a lot, which I'm not entirely sure why you'd play tier 2 a lot, but whatever. You go with Marksman 1 and Marksman 2. Alternatively, you could go with aerobatics expert, and if you had the 2 maneuverability upgrades equipped, you could put aerodynamics expert on, and that way you get increased maneuverability. So you're just like the king of maneuverability at this tier. So that's not a bad idea. So if you really do want to focus on the maneuverability, personally I would go marksman 1 and 2, but that's not a bad option either. Now, I think that's about it. I just find it kind of interesting. This engine, the front, it always makes it look like the plane is like frightened and super scared. And it's like, oh, I don't want to do this. Just weird. It's like this is the mouth, and it's like it's gritting its teeth together. It's kind of funny. But anyway, let's get into some gameplay real quick. Alright, and here's the replay. So, first thing you'll know is this is about as good of matchmaker as you can possibly get. But, you know, you can get this matchmaker, and so I'm going to show it. Secondly, this replay is very old. It's still 2.0, so I'm still going to use it. But yes, I'm the only tier 2 on my team. There's 1 tier 2 on the enemy team, and that's it. So, one thing I really don't like about these low tiers is that you are so slow. It takes you so long to get anywhere. Now I'm going to the airstrip first so that I don't have to travel as far if I get shot down. I might get right into the front lines if I have some targets to shoot if I have the airfield. So that is where I am going to start. Looks like I have 2 allies with me, just bots, so nothing super exciting. But also, this is it's a monoplane. It's not like your traditional monoplane, but it's not a biplane, so that's kind of interesting, kind of unique. I think, if I recall correctly, this plane used to be a trainer in real life, but don't quote me on that. I do think it was a trainer. So here's the other tier 2. Let's take him out. As you're noticing, look how long it's taken me to shut him down. It's like, it's really slow. But I am pretty maneuverable, so I'll get on his tail again pretty easily. It's not too hard. You can really outspin a lot of biplanes in this plane. Just holding down the trigger, and it's just taking forever. Air defense, they have less hit points, and they're a tier lower, so they're not going to be too hard. I left him on 1 hit point. That is brutal. Also, I am running standard ammunition in this battle, but you can play with universal if you so desire. But in this battle, I am just doing standard. Type 91. Getting some shots. These guns take so long to take anything out. These are tier 1 planes, keep in mind. So you can face tier 3 planes, and those things have even more hit points. So you don't expect to kill the enemy quickly, right? The only reason I'm doing it quickly and relatively quickly, I guess, is because these are tier 1 planes I'm shooting at. So yeah, there's that. But luckily we had lots of targets to shoot, so that's cool. We'll take down this P-12 before we move on to the center. Yep, he's gone. Already at 6,500 combat points. Yes, in this patch that this replay was from, it was the combat points, not personal points. We took the center as well, and the enemy haven't taken anything yet. So yeah, yay for us, I guess. Also, I just realized they have a tier 1 attack aircraft. I did not know that was a thing. I know the Pegasus, if you guys know what that is. There was a plane not called the Pegasus, but rather the Pegasus or something like that. And that was a tier 1 back in open beta. But when they gave it as a gift plane to all the open beta players, it was not tier 1, it was tier 2. And that's what I have in my hangar right now. But I don't know what this LSHBD is. Huh, it's weird. It looks like, you know what that looks like? That looks like the tier 1 Pegasus. That's what it looks like to me. And I bet you that's what it is. And if that is the case, if it is truly just the Pegasus at tier 1, that seems pretty powerful. Maybe it's the Pegasus without the rockets or bombs. I don't know. I have no idea. So here's a P-12. I guess we'll shut him down again. But, you know, this plane is, yeah, it's maneuverable, yes. But it's not fast, and the guns take forever to kill anything. So that's my gripes with this plane. We have an AR, what was that, 65? I don't know. It's tier 1. 10,000 personal points, combat points in this replay. So we have more coming in, and really this is just going to be a situation where we just farm. They're going to keep coming into the center because they're going to want to take it, and we'll just keep shutting them down, I guess. AR-65, again, flipping around on them. I mean, it takes a substantial time to kill even these tier 1 planes, and that's the biggest issue with this plane. Oh, we got the tier 1 attack aircraft coming in again. That's so weird. I did not even know that thing existed until I watched this replay again. It's so strange. P-23. I shot him down once, and looks like I shot him down again. They took out that attack aircraft, which is cool. Now I can deal with this P-12. But I don't really know what else to really say about this too much. It's just kind of one of those cases where you just go into the center, you camp it, and you farm. So, but I do like this map, this setup, because, you know, they're all in the center, right? All 3 objectives are in the center, and it's not like, it doesn't take an eon to travel. This map is pretty small, and so it's kind of designed for lower tiers. I have an issue with some of the other maps, especially that night map and the water map. I don't know what I think it's like Archipelago and Arctic region. I think those 2 maps are too big for lower tiers. They need to really shrink these maps down for lower tiers, just because these planes don't have good airspeed. And so if you get shot down, you're spending the next minute and a half traveling to get back into the battle, and you're wasting a lot of time, and I don't particularly like that. Also, I don't really like the maps where you have, like in that Archipelago, you have one of those maps where you have a command center by one spawn point and an airstrip and a garrison at the other point. That's not cool. I don't like that, because I mean, it's just not fun. If you're at the command center, your team needs to go and take the airstrip, because if the enemy team takes the garrison, you take the airstrip. Even if your team doesn't take the command center, at least you're still preventing the enemy from gaining too much points on you too quickly. But anyway, we got superiority, so the battle's gonna be over in a second here. And we end up with 20,325 points. We don't get any epic medals because it's tier 2, and so you don't get any of those epic medals until tier 4. So we'll go check out the post-battle results here in a second, once it loads. Oh, the days when I only had 6 million credits. Man, I was so poor back then. Alright, well, we got 15 kills, 17 assists, or sorry, 7 assists. Flying start for 3 aerial kills in the first sortie, supporting fire, uh, effective fire, hunt for falcon, 6 multi-rolls in the battle. Subjugator, which is 75 capture points, is number 1. So yeah, that's about it. Pretty short review, but yeah, this plane very weak on the firepower, but it's very maneuverable and kind of an airspeed for the tier, and okay altitude performance, but very low survivability. So it's kind of like a low tier Japanese plane if you think about it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you next time.